Nagisa said, have you ever even thought about killing somebody before? Just parts them, walks right through them with that stride, that demeanor. Fucking boss. My boy. The growth, you see it in him. You see the development right there. Even Koro Sensei says to Kurasama, he's like, stand back. You think my students are going to be fazed by this foolishness? By this hatred and discrimination? You see showcased heavily in this episode, you know, the persecution of E-class within the school and the structure of the school. A lot of, you know, deeper dramatic elements to this episode. The comedy's still there. The comedy's still fucking amazing. Because that's that Assassination classroom greatness. But you can see the setup for the more, you know, dark tones that the series, you know, will start to incorporate, and we've seen some hints to going forward. So I'm liking the way this episode was set up. Assassination Classroom, episode 5. Yo. Hayami show, dude. You see at the end of this episode, the director of the school, he's like, nah, E-class is starting to stand up. What is this? Not in my school. Not in my school. And you see him in that voice actor. Hayami show. I'm just like, great fucking choice. I just had to get that out there before I even dive into the episode, because I hearing that voice actor for this character, it was perfect setup, perfect way to characterize this person. So I like that. But going forward, the episode really showcasing, you know, first half, we have, you know, the whole story with Okuda and how she can't really express herself, her strengths in terms of science and everything like that. And Koro Sensei, once again, honing and catering to his students' skills and, you know, making up for their weaknesses and trying to educate them and gearing that education towards their weaknesses. The bond between the students and Koro Sensei continues to deepen. It's going to be integral going forward because it's definitely going to have its effect. But just the dialogue between him and Okuda, where she's trying to poison him, and the scenes with the different variations of how he looks with the different poisons, everything like that, was fucking hilarious. And just, of course, Koro Sensei, man, you just clowning all the time. Like, just straight up trolling. I love him, dude. I absolutely love him. But the depth to the dialogue with what he says to Okuda, and, you know, how, you know, it goes outside of, even when he's giving them practical assassination advice. It goes outside and applies to real-world situations and, you know, is great, you know, shonen moral building that is necessary, you know, establishing goals and different themes that need to be addressed and taught to young individuals. And I love that. I love to see that in shonen. And when you have these things being exposed, it works so well with the blend of the comedy. And you know, right now I'm just loving the pacing and how they're adapting this series right now in this anime. Is beast. It's fucking beast. Second half, you see, you know, basically the rest of the school getting a glimpse of E-class and seeing the dynamic between how the entirety of the school uses them as stepping stones in order to basically, you know, better themselves by demeaning them and, you know, making it a stigma to be a part of E-class. They effectively get higher production value out of everybody outside of E-class, which there is truth to that kind of dynamic, but you see how wrong it is and the moral implications of something like that. And Koro Sensei not being able to sit idly by while his class gets clowned. And fuck that shit. Just goes and speedily distributes the handouts to them like, yo. And then you have the comedy. I didn't do a review last week, so I didn't get to talk about Bitch Sensei, dude. Vichy Sensei. Oh my goodness, I love her. I absolutely love the voice actress they chose, and I'm loving the representation of this character right now. The comedy surrounding her, and, you know, her design and everything like that is fucking hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious when she tried to convince Nagisa this episode to, you know, give her the notepad of, you know, Koro's techniques and secrets and whatnot and weaknesses. I'm just like, yo, this is endearing. This is fucking endearing. I like this episode a lot because it develops, you know, the structure of the school as a whole more, which will be important going forward, and, you know, the discrimination factor with Class C, you know, the moral undertones and things being expressed in terms of, you know, real life scenarios and stuff like that is beast. And the comedy just remains consistently good with Koro Sensei and his fucking wackiness at the helm of it. So let me know your thoughts of this episode of Assassination Classroom. I can't wait for next week's episode. Really been enjoying this adaptation. It's going hard. It really is going hard. Might not review it every week at this point, just depending on how much time I have for the next month or so. I mean, once March comes, like I've told people who actually follow my videos, once March comes, there's going to be a whole bunch of dedication to the channel. Nothing is really going to be missed, so regular Assassination Classroom reviews after that. But up until then, I may or may not be doing the reviews. I'm going to try my best to, but if I miss one or two here or there, it is what it is. So let me know your thoughts. I'm out.